Good evening. Welcome to the June 10th, 2024 Oak Park Board of Education meeting. The time is 7:04. I'm going to call this meeting to order at this time. Ms. Greer, would you please call the roll?
Clark.
Here.
Copeland. Here. Davis.
Here.
Melvin.
Here.
Buda.
Here.
Madison.
Here.
And Smith.
Here. Okay, we have, the next item is recitation of the district mission and vision. No?
I'm ready.
Trustee Hoyter, we'll let him get a crack at it today. We'll get back to you.
We'll share a mic.
Our mission is, our inclusive learning community provides the best academic and social experiences by educating the whole child, one child at a time. And our vision is cultivating visionary leaders and compassionate citizens to be engaged in the global community.
Thank you, Trustee Hoyter. Item 3 is the approval of the agenda, which was circulated to the board prior to today's meeting. Without objection, we'll pass a motion to approve the agenda by unanimous consent. Is there an objection to doing so? Hearing none, the agenda is hereby approved. We'll go to item 4, which is consent, approval of consent agenda. We have 2 items on the consent agenda. Without objection, we'll pass a motion to approve the consent agenda by unanimous consent. Is there an objection to doing so? Hearing none, the consent agenda is hereby approved. We'll go to presentations, and we have one, but it is a large one. We have a large contingent in here for our Students of the Month, Superintendent Abdul-Hadi.
Good evening and welcome everyone. I'd like to turn the time over. I don't see Ms. North, but what we would like to do as we present Students of the Month is we'll start off with Lessinger, and then we'll go Lessinger, either Key or Einstein. Then we have Pepper, Opa, Oak Park High School, and then Nova. And then afterwards, our board president will allow us time to find the opportunity, if we choose to adjourn for that piece of it, take pictures, or he'll welcome you to stay. With that being said, I'd like to turn the time over to Ms. North.
I thought you said Lessinger, right?
Lessinger Elementary.
Yeah, is she here?
Oh, okay. All right. So we'll do, we could start off with either Pepper, Key, or Einstein. Einstein will go. Okay.
Check, check. Okay, it's on. All right, my name is, Mr. Jeffries, Brian Jeffries, 5th grade teacher at Einstein. We have a few other staff here. Get going with our nominees, correct? All right, first of all, thank everybody for coming. So I'm just going to start off. My student that I chose, I want to say it was a tough choice, but she made a pretty easy choice. My student I chose her because she is honest. I never fear that she's doing anything dishonest. I trust her fully. She's genuine. She's a great friend. She's loyal to her friends. She's one of the kindest people I've ever known. And she speaks her mind respectfully. She, keeps it real as she does, but in a very respectful manner. Super helpful. I do classroom jobs, and if I didn't choose randomly, I'd probably choose her to be the teacher helper probably every week. She runs errands. She doesn't mess around the halls. She comes right back. very trustworthy. She was a member of the National Honor Society. And not only was she a member, she was also a client. That's an old reference, sorry. I'm gonna stop. But she took it seriously. She respected it. It wasn't just a label or just something to put next to her name. She took it seriously. The hours she had to put in, she would ask me constantly if she could go put her hours in, and I have the utmost respect just for that alone. That's way more work than I've known some adults to do at jobs I've had in the past. And as serious as she may come across to some teachers, she's very silly. I don't see it often, but I see it enough to know it's there. One quick story about that. This was recently. We had a classmate who was taking a nap in class, and if you know her, she, speaks very kind of lightly and politely. But she said, "Mr. Jeffries, can I use my, I think it was strong voice, to wake up her classmate?" I was like, "Yeah, go ahead." She's like, "Wake up!" And it was awesome. It woke me up. I wasn't even sleeping, but it woke me up. So with all that said, I want to present this award to Ariel Winstead. His daughter has anything to say about her as well. Thank you.
So Ariel is an old soul, but she leads with a very soft kindness. She has a manner about her, but she's always ready to go. She showed up and she was determined to be a part of our drama club this year, and her dedication was impeccable. She memorized her lines right away and was always prepared, checking in with me to make sure she was ready. She was willing to help hand, as Mr. Jeffries said, always a teacher's helper. I enjoyed watching her come alive on stage, and she doesn't know it, but she supported me in this journey as well, knowing that she was there to help me and guide me through so that we put on a beautiful production this year. She is a joy, and she will be missed. She's going to do great things, and we are so proud of her. We can't wait to see what she does next year and for years to come. We love you so much. Oh, she wants to say what she wants to do when she grows up.
When I grow up, I want to be a businesswoman.
So we're going to do one more fifth grader. Sorry to take up too much time. Blake, her brother, by the way. So I want to take a second to thank Mom. Where's Mom? So we want to thank Mom for raising two of the most amazing children. So bravo to you, Mom. When we first met Blake, he was very quiet, and I was surprised when he auditioned for the drama club. And not only did he join, but months in, when our lead actor had to resign, he said, "I want to do it." And I looked at him and I was like, "You want to be the lead?" And he said, "Yeah, his daughter, I can do it." I was like, "Okay." So he learned his lines within a week, and he kept working on them with his mom. He showed up at every rehearsal, never taking a break. He was kind to his peers and always respectful in class. His confidence grew and grew and grew, and he started breaking out of his shell. So if you know a quiet student and you see them come alive, it's something pretty magical. He had his lines down, he added moves I didn't even know about. And after the show, the kindergartners on the playground that day were pretending to be him. And they're like, "I'm a Nancy." "No, I'm a Nancy." And as he walked through the halls, all the other students were in awe. I was in awe. We couldn't be prouder of the work that he did and his commitment to our production. He was such a joy to watch. And I'm so glad that he trusted me to introduce him to this magical world here. And I hope he takes it with him forever. And you don't need a microphone, so you can do it on your own. Come up, Blake, let's give this award.
I chose is none other than Trust Stuckey. Woo! In life, the people we all most enjoy being near are those who radiate joy wherever they are. One of my fourth graders in my class is deserving of this award. Each morning and afternoon, she greets others with a smile and kind words. She is full of enthusiasm for everything we do and always has a super positive attitude. She is a true joy and a ray of sunshine. She is very kind to others, is always smiling, and passes her happiness on to all of her classmates and teachers. In class, she is bubbly and excited to learn. Her passion for learning is contagious. She doesn't draw attention to herself, but she does what needs to be done, and I never have to ask twice. She does it. She actively participates in class and does a nice job on her work without needing praise or attention. And so now we're getting to the point of the year where she's like, Mrs. Mills, can I teach the class? And I'm like, you know what, go for it. Girl, you got it. Let me see. In addition to her positive attitude and big heart, selfless, caring, and hardworking are additional traits to describe what a great student she is. She consistently puts the best interests of others ahead of her own. She is a friend to all and offers her a helping hand to any student or teacher in need. And especially because there's a student next to her that I know that she would rather sit somewhere else, but I know that Trust is the type of student that goes, Mrs. Mills, I can do this. I can still do my work, and I can help him if he needs help. She is also a member of the National Elementary Honor Society. She is also a member of the Drama Club and helps out around the school and the bus. Teachers believe every class needs a student just like her and is so deserving of this award. Now I'm going to have Ms. Daughter also add some additional words about Trust.
So Trust is someone who I like to say has the it factor. You can be born with that, you can learn it, but she has it. And mark my words, remember that I'm saying this because she's going to be something big, something huge. Whether she's the next president of the United States, the next Oprah, whatever it is, she's going to do it. She has something that not others and many others didn't bring. She brought pizzazz. And when I say that, she carried our Christmas show, no, our Black History Month show. She performed amazing with our drama club and our poem for that. And she also carried and helped carry the show this year for our drama club production. She had her lines down and her moves, and then she added herself and the inflection and what I like to call the pizzazz. If she was nervous, we didn't know it. She stepped onto that stage and owned it. She is a natural performer, and her dedication is spectacular. I am so happy that she'll be part of our lives next year and in the drama club next year. Mark my words, this girl is on fire, and she's going to do great things. Come on up, honey.
Hi, so I'm Monica Merzin. I'm one of the school social workers at Einstein. Okay, so I'm nominating Harmony Harris. Thank you. Harmony is a natural-born leader, and you may not realize it because she is quiet at times. But once you get to know her and see how she shines, because we shine at Einstein, you will be blown away. Harmony has spent 2 years serving on student council with me. This year, she is vice president, and she's a student athlete on our cheer team. Harmony is always helping her fellow classmates in and out of the classroom, whether it's with work, problem solving, and helping regulate their emotions. She can always be counted on to do the right thing, and it's been a pleasure having her at Einstein. We will really miss her. Come on up, Harmony.
Hi, everyone. So I'm Emily Lenz. I am the school psychologist at Einstein, and I am going to talk about a kid on the opposite end of the age spectrum, which is a kindergartner. So I have had the pleasure of teaching our social emotional learning in Mrs. Sipes' kindergarten classroom all year with Riley. Riley has also attended a group with me every week. The growth that Riley has made and the blossoming of her personality have both been such a pleasure to observe and be a part of. Riley was quite timid when she first started kindergarten, but she has become an amazing and active learner, and she is also an amazing hula hoop artist. I love watching her hula hoop out on the playground every day. I cannot wait to watch her grow as she makes her way towards 5th grade, but not too fast, Riley, because I'm going to get emotional. So if Riley Davenport could please come up, that would be great. Thank you.
And that is all for Einstein. Thank you very much.
Good evening. Testing. Can you hear me now? Good evening, everyone.
Good evening.
I am Emmanuel Haley. I am the proud principal of the Dr. James N. Pepper Elementary School located at 24301 Church Street. And I have the extreme pleasure of introducing the Pepper Student of the Month. I would like to start out with Ms. Herbert. Would you please come on up? Ms. Herbert is one of our interventionists at Pepper. She is a reading interventionist, and she is going to introduce 2 of her students.
Thank you, Principal Haley and the board for this opportunity to let our children shine bright. My perspective is going to be a little bit different from some heard so far because I see them a little bit differently. I have them in support reading groups every day for a short time a day, so I'm not with them all day long. So my first recipient is Carter Robinson. Carter Robinson is a 2nd grader in Ms. Snyder's class, and I worked with him the 2nd semester of this school year. Carter's growth in reading placed him, and iReady, placed him exceeding his annual typical growth at 136% and meeting his stretch growth at 100%. Yay, yay. His pre and post assessments increased from a composite score of 75 to 90, increasing his band from 2 to 3. And his Dibbles Progress Monitoring composite scores increased from 121 to 213, or 76%. So what does that mean? It means he's ready. He's ready to move on to the next grade level with confidence and surety that he's going to do well. And as much as he's demonstrated that academic growth, I'm so happy to be with him because he is a great young man to work with. He's been awesome. I believe that the implementation of our Capturing Kids' Hearts, can you hear me? I'm so sorry. I believe the implementation of Capturing Kids' Hearts throughout our entire school makes a difference when he comes into the classroom because we practice those tenets and we all respect each other and we want the best for each other. So Carter, thank you for being great.
As I call your name, with the families come up to Carter, the Robinson family. Chance, where you at? Y'all come on up.
And one other little tidbit too, and I won't hold this against you, Carter. Even though I'm with him with reading every day, he says when he grows up he wants to be a math teacher. But there's reading and math as well, so that's great.
Mr. Haley, if we could have, before we start speaking of the young man or young woman, if we could call their names so they could come out here as we're reading, just if we could all do that. Thank you.
At this time, Timothy Davis, would you come this way, please? So Timothy Davis, first grader in Ms. Smith's class. I've worked with Timothy this first and second semester, providing reading support. And Timothy's fall I-Ready score went up 49 points at 100% of his annual typical growth and 73% of his stretch growth. His post and pre-test increased a whole reading band. His Dibble's progressing assessment went from 76 to 193 for a 152% increase, placing him at or above reading benchmark. All that's great, but what I'm most proud of is the young man that he is becoming. He looks forward to coming to reading support. I look forward to having him. When I see them start to mimic the way that I teach, then I know he's getting it. And that's what I see him doing. He's very quiet and demure right now, but I know a different Timothy in the classroom. But he captured my heart when I asked him the other day, what do you want to be when you grow up? And he said, I don't know yet. I said, okay, well, what do you look most forward to when you come to school every day? He said, coming to your class. I didn't pay him to say that. I didn't bribe him. He said, coming to your class. Congratulations, Timothy.
And he's cleaner than the Board of Health, too.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Stephanie Nimini. I am the K-5 math interventionist for Pepper Elementary School. At this time, I would like for Mikhail Sarfo and Justin Moss to come on up. We're gonna start with Miss Mikhail here. Just some fun facts about her. She's very vocal. She knows how to stand up for herself. When I first met Mikhail, I was calling her Michael. I was calling her Mitchell. And she said, Miss Nimini, you need to get it right. My name is Mikhail. I was like, I'm gonna get it right. Mikhail is a wonderful student. She's made so much growth in the time that I've seen her. I started with her third grade group in the second semester. On I-Ready, she improved, she made 200% growth on I-Ready. She had her stretch growth on I-Ready. She was able to come from a 40% to a 90% on pre and post assessments. And she's just a pleasure to have in the classroom and in group work. Some fun facts about Mikhail is that she loves arts and craft, and she loves to read outside. So today, we want to congratulate Mikhail Sarfo. Good job. Now, here I have my shy baby, Justin. Justin, he's not a baby, but when he first started, he was a little bit of a baby. Justin is a third grader at Pepper Elementary School, and Justin is one of the greatest mathematicians in our classroom. Justin came in just ready to learn. He was ready to do well on his multiplication. Justin has even improved as far as speaking up, sharing out in math group. He's just a wonderful student. Justin made 100% growth on I-Ready. Justin also went from like a 30% to an 80% on pre and post assessments. Fun fact about Justin, he likes riding his scooter and he likes the video game Roblox. So at this time, let's congratulate Justin Moss for a job well done this school year.
Next, I would like to introduce my colleague, Mrs. Shayna Murphy, the proud principal of the Key Elementary School, also known as Wonder Woman.
Good evening to our illustrious Board of Education, our cabinet members, our superintendent, and our beautiful families out here to celebrate our young people this evening. I am Shayna Murphy, the proud principal of Key Elementary, as stated by my esteemed colleague, Mr. Haley, over at Dr. James N. Pepper Elementary School. But I'm here to celebrate our May and June Students of the Month who have earned the recognition to be called a Student of the Month of Key Elementary. At Key, we have the Key Pride. Pride stands for positivity, respect, integrity, diversity, and excellence. And so these Key Falcons were chosen by their teachers because they demonstrate Key Pride on a daily basis. First up for kindergarten, we're going to have Mrs. Henderson come up, and also our first Student of the Month recipient, Miss Corey Lomax. We're going to call up Corey.
Good evening, everyone. Corey Lomax is a very quiet, intelligent, and beautiful young lady. She is, she is a positive role model for all of my students in my class. She is a great friend and classmate. As I worked with her this year, I noticed that she is helpful, kind, loving, and liberal. Corey works hard and excels in all subject areas. She also completed and turned in each and every homework assignment on time. She also has very, very good attendance. Corey, congratulations.
Corey also played on our kindergarten basketball team this year. And I noticed her improvement from the first game to the second game, and she did a wonderful job, and that confidence just grew. All right, moving right along to a second grade. We're going to call up Mrs. Sumler, who is the second grade teacher of Amunette Kiner. Is Amunette here tonight? Yes! Oh, that's not Amunette. That's not Amunette. In her absence, we would still like to give a shout out to Amunette Kiner. Here's Mrs. Sumler.
I apologize. I really hope she would be here today. I do want to say a couple of things about Amunette. We call her Netta at school. But she came to my classroom this year really struggling with reading. She was reading about 19 words per minute. And when they come into second grade, they're supposed to be about 53 words per minute. And by the end of the school year, she worked, and she is well over 100 words per minute now. So she dedicated a lot of her time to trying to get better with her literacy. And we have a goal of reading at 100% at Key, and I think she really hit that goal out the park. She also is such a kind student. She's my responsible person. She tells me when things aren't right or somebody's not doing what they're supposed to be doing, not in a telltale way, but things I need to know. And I just really wish she'd be here so that she could get the congratulations that she deserves. So thank you.
We will make sure she gets her award at school tomorrow. She did tell me her mom had to work, so we still want to celebrate Amunette Kiner. All right, moving on to third grade. This child's teacher is unable to make it. She is out. However, we have her basketball coach who took her time out to come tonight. So I'm going to welcome up to the microphone Miss Delatoy, a.k.a. Coach Rock, a.k.a. DJ Kelly Kale, to the microphone to celebrate Kylie Mitchell, third grader. Come on up, Kylie.
Good evening, everyone. Again, my name is DJ Kelly. No, I'm just kidding. It's Raquel Delatoy. I am the AA at Key Elementary as well as the basketball coach. So, as Kylie's basketball coach, it came as no surprise that she is Student of the Month. Kylie is an exceptional student that always gives 100% on and off the court. As captain of the basketball team, Kylie led by example by showing hard work, great hustle, and encouraging her teammates to do the same. At school, Kylie is a phenomenal student that's a pleasure to have in class. She's eager to learn, excels academically, and also have a positive influence over her classmates. She makes it her duty to display Key pride every day at school. In addition, Kylie is also a great big sister and is very hands-on with her younger siblings. Kylie is a natural leader. She's a superstar, as I would like to call it, and she will accomplish many more great things in her life. I am honored to be here with her today. And again, congratulations, Kylie. Kylie is all of 3'5", but she played on a 3rd and 4th grade basketball team like she was the big man on the team. Okay, I've never seen hustle like in Kylie Mitchell. All right, she's an amazing student both on and off the court, and so tonight we celebrate her. And last but not least, is Miss Ford here? Oh, jeez. All right, well, our last student, I was hoping her teacher would make it, but tonight we want to celebrate Jordan Shaw of 3rd grade. Come on up, Jordan. Jordan Shaw is a 3rd grade student at Key Elementary. Jordan works extremely hard to do, come on up, honey bun. Okay. Her teacher is on the way, but we had to go up next. So Jordan works extremely hard to demonstrate Key Pride. Every day she demonstrates positivity, respect, integrity, diversity, and excellence in all that she does. She is a great helper in the classroom, and she does her best work all the time. She is also a very kind and compassionate child, and I can always look for her smile in the sea of faces out in our schoolhouse. So tonight we celebrate, and I'm sorry her teacher, Miss Ford, cannot be here on time, but tonight we celebrate Miss Jordan Shaw as 3rd grade Student of the Month. And she's following in her big sister's footsteps. I don't mean to take the spotlight away from her, but her sister, Raven Shaw, also earned Student of the Month. So tonight I celebrate her parents, both of Raven and Jordan, for doing an exceptional job of raising 2 beautiful young women who are excited about their education and who are very kind-hearted. So tonight we celebrate the entire Shaw family with a special spotlight on Jordan Shaw. Let's clap it up for Jordan. All right. I think I closed out the elementary unit of Oak Park Schools, but last but certainly not least, okay, the one, the only, the best, over there on Albany Street, we're gonna call up Miss Brandy North, who is the proud principal of Lessinger Early Childhood Center, located at 12901 Albany Street. Amen.
Thank you so much for that introduction. I am so excited to be here this evening and to celebrate my Lessinger Rebels. I would like to say hello to our wonderful superintendent and our cabinet, our wonderful board. I want to say great job to everybody, including Ms. Williams, for this weekend. We had a wonderful prom and graduation, so a round of applause for these teams. Thank you for having me a part of this team and this Oak Park family. So I'll get started. We have 4 students this month, over the last 2 months. So I'm going to call everybody up now, and then we will present the awards. I must start with, for the month of May, we have Miss Kava Carter. Please come on down. Okay, I'm the hype man, in case you don't know, I'm that hype man. We also have Mr. Ricardo Owens. Come on down. Then for the month of June, we're going to celebrate Miss Tegan Earl. Come on down. And Mr. Jonah Pridgeon. Come on down. So I have, all of these lovely students are from one of our classes at Lessinger. I have their teacher here tonight. I just wanted them to get their balloons. I would like to say first and foremost, these are Lessinger Rebels. And tonight at the elementaries, I have seen former Lessinger Rebels. So I want to give it up for all Lessinger Rebels one more time, please. These Lessinger Rebels Rebel stands for resilient, empowered, brilliant, ethical, loving, and self-assured. And my babies show that every single day. Okay, so I'm gonna call up Miss Clark, who is passing our balloons. See how we work? Okay. I'm gonna call up Miss Clark to begin her her brief comments on our babies.
The first award I have tonight is for Ricardo Owens. Ricardo is a ball of energy, and we love him in the classroom. Even when we are very tired in the morning, he'll come in, he'll be like, hi, Miss Jada, hi, Miss Energy, and we love him. He is a leader always. He He is always around the classroom, making friends with everybody from different classrooms. And we just love Ricardo, and we will miss him when he goes on to TK. My next award is for Miss Kayla Carter. Miss Kayla joined our class in January this year. Even though she started a little late with us, we still love her. She is the sweetest child ever, always asking questions about everything, and we're always happy to answer her questions. She is making friends with Tegan, Ricardo, Jonah, and everybody in our classroom, and she is just a ball of sunshine. We love her. Next, I have an award for a very creative child that's always doing art projects in our class, making crowns for me and our other teacher, as well as making bracelets for everybody, Miss Tegan Earl. Tegan is also always asking questions, and we love that because it shows that she's curious and she's ready to learn, just like all the other students in our class. And lastly, Mr. Jonah. Jonah is one of my little shadows. I have two little shadows that are two little boys. They're both students of the month. And this morning, Jonah's mom also told me that we took a picture during our Mother's Day tea, and originally his screensaver on his tablet was him and his mom, but he was so happy, he loved the picture that he took a picture of me with him, and I became his screensaver, and I love that. Thank you, everyone.
All right, so families, we're gonna get individual pictures with you, so if you could stand off to the side, Ms. Mullen will get pictures. And again, congratulations to my Lester Rebels. You are rocking in every single way, and I'm proud of you, and we love you. Let's go. So next, I get the honor of introducing Assistant Principal, Miss Demila Price of OPA, Oak Park Preparatory Academy. Miss Demila Prince, can I see you? Is she coming up? Okay, I see you coming through the crowd. I'm sorry, it's a whole crowd, baby. Come through, yes, thank you so much. So excited to introduce you. Welcome, and thank you.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Ms. Prince, Demila Prince, and I am the assistant principal at Oak Park Preparatory Academy. And I have 4 wonderful students to acknowledge tonight for our May and June Students of the Month. I only see one, but I'm gonna call Miss Rihanna Wright. Come on, Rihanna, let's give it up for Miss Rihanna. Rihanna Wright has been selected for June Student of the Month. Rihanna has been nominated because she is very studious, completes all of her assignments, and goes above and beyond in all her classes. In addition, she is well-mannered and gets along with all of her peers. Rihanna teachers all agree that she has a bright future because of her ability to focus on the task at hand and her desire to be a high achiever. Rihanna has been a great addition to the Oak Park Preparatory Academy family. Keep up the great work, Rihanna. Yes, Rihanna! So Rihanna, hang tight right there for me, sweetie. Is Mr. Caleb Thomas here? Mr. Caleb Thomas. Well, I'm going to acknowledge Caleb anyway for his great works. Caleb has also been selected for June Student of the Month. Caleb has been nominated due to his commitment to education and extraordinary character. In the classroom, he regularly exemplifies an eagerness to learn and is always kind and helpful towards his peers. Caleb's teachers are confident that he will go far in life because of his positive and pleasant demeanor. They truly appreciate Caleb exhibiting these upstanding qualities throughout the entire school year. Caleb is also a joy to have a part of the Oak Park Preparatory Academy family. Keep up the great work, Caleb. And then we have 2 7th grade students that we wanted to acknowledge for the May Student of the Month. I did that a little bit backwards. Delray Johnson. Is Delray Johnson here? Well, Delray was selected as May Student of the Month. He is the perfect candidate because of his respectful attitude, responsiveness to directions, and strong work ethic. His hard work and enthusiasm are shining examples of what it means to excel academically and contribute positively to his school community. Delray's teachers all agree that he has a bright future ahead of him because of his willingness to accept and complete new academic challenges. Delray, another great addition to the Oak Park Preparatory Academy. And Kaylee Shaney. All right. Kaylee is another 7th grader who was selected for May Student of the Month. Kaylee is a self-starter who consistently produces quality work. Furthermore, her respectful nature is a testament to her outstanding character and commitment to her academics. Daily, she can be found helping others and serves as a positive student pillar amongst her peers. Kaylee's teachers look forward to teaching her new academic concepts because she is always engaged in the classroom lessons. This quality provides her teachers with an opportunity to inspire and guide her on her educational journey. Keep up the great work, Kaylee. And so, can I have Rihanna's family to come down so we can take pictures with her? And then next, I would like to introduce the proud principal of Oak Park High School, Miss Renita Williams.
Good evening, everyone. Good evening. Good evening, Board of Education, Mr. Superintendent Adriel Abdullahat, our Central Office members. Welcome to this final Student of the Month program. And it's probably the absolute best one because we've seen our scholars all year grow and just blossom into superstars and scholars. And so I'm going to start off with Miss Gabrielle Lee, grade 11. Gabrielle is probably the most positive scholar we have at Oak Park High School. There is not a day that you'll see her in the building and she's not smiling, she is not upbeat or enthusiastic, and whenever I see her, only in passing, she always gives me just the awesome, most best greeting you could ever want from a scholar. And so I appreciate Gabrielle for just being the person that she is because it's authentic, it's natural, it's just who she is as a person. Okay. And that wasn't even what was written. That was for me. Okay, Gabrielle is a respectful and pleasant young lady who goes by the name of Gabby. She is very engaged in the Oak Park High School community. She's known for participating in almost all athletic activities. She enjoys sports, and her favorite sport is basketball. Gabby is motivated. She takes ownership of her learning, always gives her personal best, and she's a hard worker and stays on top of her responsibilities. Gabby is a creative writer and an articulate communicator. When observing her, she's often seen engaging academically with her peers. According to one of her teachers, Mrs. Williams, Gabby is a pleasure to work with. It is with great pleasure that the Oak Park High School administration recognizes and presents our junior night with the Student of the Month Award for the month of June to Miss Gabby Lee. At Oak Park High School, and she entered Oak Park High School on a very, very high note. She is a 4.0 scholar. She's been a 4.0 scholar since 8th grade, and we know that that transition in from middle school into high school, maintaining a 4.0 is not easy. And so she's had a great entrance into high school, and we are exceptionally proud of her. She was nominated by her teacher, her history teacher, Mr. Orlando. She's had, again, an amazing transition into Oak Park High School, maintaining her 4.0, and she is a dedicated scholar who is driven to staying on top of her academics. Leah is also on the track team. She is a true team player in the classroom and on the track. She's a hard worker, and she is determined to be her best. I wish that she were here so you would see the awesomeness in this scholar, Leah Thomas, so please give her a round of applause in her absence. And now we have one of our awesome mathematics instructors, Ms. Tawana Washington, who will present Scholar of the Month awards for our sophomores because she is a sophomore teacher. Please welcome Ms. Washington.
The first student that I'm going to present an award to is Jemiah Curry Atkins. There's been a couple of times on the Oak Park website where Jemiah was either escorting Oakland students through the hallways, and also when she actually received this award. And so I sent her those pictures on Remind, and her response is, "Oh my God, Ms. Washington." But Jemiah Curry Atkins is a 10th grade scholar. Last Saturday, Jemiah received the Wade H. McCree Incentive Scholarship Program, which is worth $100,000. Jemiah will receive this 4-year scholarship at Oakland University if she could win. She continues along her current academic path, which includes an acceptable score on the SAT exam and at least a 3.0 GPA. This scholarship is renewable for up to 4 years, which is the amount of time it will take to earn her bachelor's degree. It is with great pleasure that the Oak Park High School administration recognizes and presents our sophomore night, Jemiah Curry Atkins, as the recipient of Scholar of the Month for June. Next scholar, Jordan Jones Maddox. Jordan was nominated by Mr. Pete Conan. Jordan is a sophomore and has at least one class with upperclassmen. Jordan always has a great attitude and an excellent academic work ethic. She can be seen using her camera lens throughout the halls of Oak Park High School during the day and after-school events for the yearbook. Jordan is passionate about making sure she captures the joy of all scholars at Oak Park High School. Additionally, Jordan is a part of our newly crowned Girls State Championship track team. It is with great pleasure that the Oak Park High School administration recognizes and presents our sophomore night, Jordan Jones Maddox, as the recipient of Scholar of the Month. Last but not least, I did not want to speak about this scholar this evening because this scholar holds a very,
It's okay.
it's very dear to my heart. We know in our great state of Michigan, those of us who attend Michigan State University and those that attend the other school, if we're in the same place, we say that we're a house divided. Well, because of him, I had a classroom divided. He has been such a joy to teach this year. He never complained. He told me all his stories. I even know where he wants to go for his favorite trips. And hopefully I get to join him one day. But Austin is just that student that you show up for work every day because he shows up every day, ready to learn, expecting to learn, and he makes sure that you hold him to a certain standard. So it was with great pleasure. And even reading, I had the students to do a reflection of the year. And even in his reflection, he spoke about others. And he spoke about how he was excited about his sisters receiving Student of the Month and how much they push each other to strive and be great. He talked about how he got to attend the track team championship. Even though he didn't get to run, he was there to be a part to encourage his team. So this just speaks to the type of student that Austin is. And it is with great pleasure that I finally get to give him his award for Student of the Month. We save the best for last.
Oh, so precious.
Miss North? Oh, you, okay.
Thank you so much. And now we will hear from the proud principal of Nova Academy, Mr. Derek Falk.
Nova students, come on up. Staff, come on up. It's okay. We're going to close this out. Because we are the last of the student of the month for the 23-24 school year. So we're going to close this out right. So are my students here? The staff, are we here? At Nova, we have our core values. Our core values are very simple. We believe in ourselves. We have a positive attitude. We work collaboratively. And what else do we do? You wasn't listening. That's one thing we don't. We do listen. But we have our core values. And our core values are wrapped up in hard work, dedication, and perseverance. That is what a Nova student is. And our staff is that way as well. I have with me Ms. Kirsten Sheik. Where's the other? Oh, okay, Ms. Kelly Bates. And I also have Ms. Katura Brinson. They will do the presentations of our students. Thank you.
Good evening. Tonight I am presenting, well, one student's not here, Orion Lundy, but another student is here, and I'm delighted to announce Ashante Marchbank as Student of the Month. I've had the pleasure, I have had the pleasure of having Ashante as a student for 3 years now. She has impressed all of us with her outstanding academic performance and her unwavering commitment to her education. However, what truly sets Ashante apart is her ability to balance a busy home life with her school responsibilities. Despite having faced numerous challenges at home, she has managed to stay focused and dedicated to her studies. Her determination and perseverance are truly inspiring. It is important for me to acknowledge the incredible support that she received from her aunt, who has been a pillar of strength and encouragement for Ashante. On behalf of the Nova team, I would like to congratulate you on this well-deserved recognition. Congratulations, Ashante.
Good evening, school board members, faculty, staff, parents, guardians, and students. Our students will encounter many obstacles as they journey throughout their lives. However, those challenges can be conquered when the school environment gives students the support and opportunity to be positive, be respectful, believe in yourself, and work collaboratively. These are Nova's core values. It is my pleasure to introduce 2 students of the month, Mr. Matthew Dixon, an 11th grade student at Nova Academy, and Ms. Adrienne Lawton, a 7th grade student at Nova Academy. Ladies and gentlemen, please give them a round of applause. Thank you.
Good evening. pleasure to introduce to you one of our prestigious young ladies, Zariah Hegseth. I will have to say that she's no stranger to Oak Park itself because she was an Einstein student. She did travel to go abroad, but she made her way back to Oak Park here at Nova Academy, and we're just so proud of her. She's what I call my steady and ready, slow to roll, but she gets things done. I mean, if you stay on her, she's a true example of what it takes to persevere, headstrong, and I know she's going to be great in her future endeavors as a cosmetologist. We're so proud of you.
To the illustrious Board of Education of Oak Park Schools, our great superintendent, I would just like to, and the cabinet, just want to say thank you, and this concludes Student of the Month for 23-24.
Testing. One thing I'm reminded of, for those of you that had the opportunity to go to graduation, both our board president and our guest speaker talked about the first time our students enter kindergarten until they graduate. And just watching some of these young students, one day these same students are going to walk across that stage. But it takes everyone. It takes everyone in order to make that happen. So I want to remind everyone that without our staff, our leaders, our parents, that would not be possible. So thank you. No, that portion of it, and then sure.
Okay, so we'll test it. Test. All right, we'll take a 3 or 2 minute, and whatever it is takes to get to 8:05. Short break for those of you who want to leave, but of course you're all welcome to stay. Thank you. Superintendent, Mr. Abdullahad.
Thank you, President Elman, and good evening, everybody that stayed. For the second piece of our presentation, for those of you that did not know, we, our girls' high school have secured another Division I championship that we've won in 10 years. So I asked Coach Giles to come up here and discuss and highlight some of the things that the students were able to accomplish. So at this time, I'll turn it over to Coach Giles.
Good evening, everyone. Thank you for having me today. It's a pleasure to stand before you and celebrate the spectacular achievements of our girls' track and field team this season. This year, we not only continued our tradition of excellence, but truly dominated on every front. Our incredible athletes clinched the league championship, the regional championship, the county championship, and crowned it all with the Division I state championship. Remarkably, this marks our 8th championship in the past 10 seasons. The phenomenal success of our girls' track team is a direct reflection of our supportive school community. From our superintendent, who has unwaveringly supported our program, to the Board of Education, the administration, and staff of Oak Park High School, everyone plays a role. Our young athletes carry themselves with class and respect, making us proud in every meet. To illustrate just how dominant they were this season, consider this. At the Division I state championship, our team outscored second place team and our Pioneer by 46 points. This level of excellence is a testament to their hard work and dedication, not only on the track, but in the classroom as well. Thank you for your continued support and fostering an environment where these young athletes can thrive academically and athletically. As a coach, I take immense pride in the collegiate success of our students. They have graduated from some of the world's finest institutions, including Columbia University, the University of Michigan, University of Southern California, Howard University, Princeton, among many others. This track record is a clear indicator of our district's effectiveness in preparing students for higher education. Thank you all, and we're going to try to win another one next year, all right?
Tremendous job. Please keep us posted, and as you go to some of these meets next year, let us know so we can try to come out and support. We go to the next item, item 7, which is public participation. Public participation is one-way communication in which members of the public are asked to address the full board with the understanding that board members themselves will not be able to respond. With that, Trustee Davis, would you please read the public comment guidelines?
Because the Oak Park Board of Education values public meetings, not just meetings in public, we welcome public comment on school issues. Speakers are asked to express themselves in a civil manner with due process for the dignity and privacy of others who may be affected by public comments. The public comment portion of the meeting cannot be used to make personal attacks against a school board member or school district employee that disrupts the order of the meeting and is totally unrelated to the manner in which the member or employee performs his or her duties. Speakers should be aware that if statements violate the rights of others under the law of defamation or invasion of privacy, such comments may result in legal liability. Most comments can be concisely stated in 3 minutes, and the board respectfully asks that comments remain focused on the topic or issue and not be directed at specific personnel or board members. I do not have any public comment cards at this time.
Okay, are there any members of the public who wish to address the board? Going once, members of the public who wish to address the board? Going twice. Are there any members of the public who wish to address the board? Going 3 times, and there are none, so we will move on with our agenda and go to action items. We have item 8A, resolution MHSAA membership. Trustee Clark.
Resolve that the Oak Park Education adopt the standard form resolution enrolling the Oak Park School District secondary schools as members of the Michigan High School Athletic Association, Inc., effective August 1st, 2024 through July 31st, 2025.
Just want to make one clarification. Board of Education.
My apologies.
It's okay. Are we good with that? Board of Education? Okay. Is there a second? Support. Okay, supported by Trustee Smith. Motion made by Trustee Clark. Any questions on that? Okay, it's pretty standard. We do this every year. Ms. Greer, please call the roll.
Clark?
Yes.
Cochran?
Yes.
Davis?
Yes.
Elvin?
Yes.
Hoda?
Yes.
Madison?
Yes.
And Smith?
Yes.
Okay, item 8B, approval for NOVA and OPHS PA public address system upgrades. Trustee Corcoran.
Resolved that the Oak Park Board of Education approve the administration recommendation to purchase upgrade PA, which is public address, systems for Nova and Oak Park High School. The cost of the purchase will not exceed $200,000, and the systems will be bought from Rulin Soundcom at 24600 North Industrial Drive, Farmington Hills, Michigan, 48335, 31AA. Grant funds will fund the purchase.
Motion made by Trustee Corcoran. Is there a second?
Second.
Seconded by Trustee Davis. Any questions on that motion? Hearing none. Ms. Greer, please call the roll.
Smith?
Yes.
Hoda?
Yes.
Cochran?
Yes.
Elvin?
Yes.
Davis?
Yes.
Clark?
Yes.
Madison?
Yes.
Thank you. Item 8C, action item 8C, approval of Yo and Yo audit firm. Trustee Smith.
Yes. Resolved that the Oak Park Board of Education appoints the firm of Yo and Yo to conduct the audit for the year ended June 30th, 2024. The price for these services will be $34,300 for the audit and $4,000 for the single audit. The fee includes costs of 2 major programs for single audit purposes. If additional programs are required, there will be an additional charge of $4,000 per program. The fee for non-attest services will be contingent upon the level of effort needed to complete the services. Additionally, audit fees related to bonded construction funds and sinking funds will be charged commensurate with the efforts needed to comply with the Michigan Department of Treasury letter 2023-1.
Motion made by Trustee Smith. Is there a second?
Second.
Seconded by Trustee Clark. Are there any questions on the motion? Hearing none, Ms. Greer, please call the roll.
Madison?
Yes.
Clark?
Yes.
Davis?
Yes.
Elvin?
Yes.
Cochran?
Yes.
Hoda?
Yes.
Smith?
Yes.
Thank you. Motion passes. We'll go to item 8D, ULP retractional unfair labor practice. Trustee Smith.
Yes. On February 23rd, 2024, Oak Park School District, the District Board of Education, the Board, filed an unfair labor practice ULP charge against the Oak Park Education Association, MEA/NEA, the association, with the Commission, alleging that the association violated the Public Employment Relations Act, PERA, by disregarding clear contract language in the parties' collective bargaining agreement, CBA. Given the evolving change of leadership, including the introduction of a new union leader, the district proposes that the board engage in constructive dialogue with the association via an arbitrator to address and resolve this dispute. The district proposes withdrawing the ULP charge, which would serve as a gesture of goodwill and a commitment to constructive engagement. This step would not only conserve the district's resources, but also create an opportunity to build a stronger partnership with the association. Oh, I'm very sorry. Resolved that the board approve the withdrawal of the unfair labor practice charge against the Oak Park Education Association, NEA/NEA. This decision will allow for a more constructive and cooperative approach to resolving the dispute.
Motion made by trustee Smith.
Second.
Seconded by trustee Corporate. Any questions on this motion? Hearing none, Ms. Greer, please call the roll.
Yeldman.
You hear me?
Roll call.
Yes.
Davis.
Yes.
Madison.
Yes.
Smith.
Yes.
Hoda.
Yes.
Clark.
Yes.
Corcoran.
Yes.
Thank you. Motion passes. We will go to item 9A for information items. L4029 tax levy is Ms. Ferris. Mrs. Ferris handling this? Okay.
Good evening once again, members of the board, Superintendent Abdulahad, colleagues of the district and community. We'll be presenting currently the 2024 L4029. I always get tongue-tied with that. Mr. Crawley is here to answer any questions that you may have.
Good evening, Board. Good to see everyone. This tax rate request is the annual form that the school district approves, requesting that the local tax assessors levy the school district's taxes. And so there's three different taxes that we were showing on the L4029. The first one is the operating millage, which is the 18 mills, which is levied on commercial property. It's not levied on personal residences. And that's in order to receive your full per pupil foundation allowance. I know we spent a lot of time last year because your 18 mills had been rolled back under the Headley provisions. And we worked with the board and we went to the voters last November. And we got a cushion, renewal, or replacement. And so now that we have sufficient amount of authorization to levy the 18 mills. So the first two rows in the L4029 are the operating millages. It's the approval from 19 and then the approval from last year. That allows the school district to levy the full 18 mills on commercial property. So you receive your full foundation allowance. And we're subject to a little bit of a rollback again this year, but we do have a pretty adequate cushion. So hopefully that will continue to protect the district into the future. The third line is
Can you speak directly into the microphone? It's hard to hear you.
Yeah, I'm sorry. Yeah, so the third line is the sinking fund levy, which again, that was 3 mills, which has been rolled back. Further, a little bit of a rollback this year. The fourth line is your voted bond debt. So that's just repaying the voted bonds. I think you have 2 issues that are outstanding. So that's the first and second rows, the 18 mil operating. Third row is sinking fund. The fourth row is your debt, repayment on your debt, your bonds.
Thank you. Any questions? I was going to call your name without even looking at
So
you.
I just want to thank our team for catching the version of this document that we have in Board Book has been updated, and that's what we're seeing on the screen to reflect what we're actually going to be collecting. And that would have been a pretty, thank you for catching that, because that would have been a significant oversight if we had missed that. But I also just want to highlight, I think there's a story here in these numbers that's important to tell. And I went back and looked at the top of this document. We have the total amount of property values, of taxable values in the Oak Park School District. And I went back and looked at previous years. This year, our total taxable amount is $566,745,594. If we go back to 2018, that was about, or even if we go back to 2020, that was about $150 million less. So in this community, over the last 4 years, we've seen such a significant increase in taxable values. And by the way, it's 150 total. About 100 of that is commercial property, but that means home values have gone up by a total of $50 million for our residents. And so that's an important story to tell, that in our community, people are seeing home value increases that are significant. Of course, that means that we see some increase in the tax revenue that we're able to collect. It also means that the tax rate goes down for our residents. So it's an important story to highlight, and just to see that we're seeing this continued growth. People are moving their businesses to Oak Park. People are buying houses in Oak Park. They're paying more for houses in Oak Park, and that's a good thing.
Well stated.
And they're also building.
And they're building, yes.
Well stated. Anything else from other members of the board? Any questions? Okay, hearing none, appreciate it, thank you.
Thank you.
Well, we'll go to information item B, 2023-24 budget amendment. Mrs. Ferris.
May I please bring your attention to page 2 of the 23-24 budget amendment, final budget amendment, excuse me.
Can we get you to talk up just a little bit, or to move the microphone?
This is a good position? Yeah.
You might even be able to just take it off and hold it if it helps.
Or she could just come up here and talk.
Okay. Greetings once again. So page 2, amended, final amended 23-24 budget. First page we're going to talk about is our revenue. Revenue is the money bringing in. During our first amendment in March of 24, we came to you with a projected revenue amount of $60,446,372. Per our final projections and where we are with the final amendment, final budget amendment, we're at $62,307,800. The difference is, starting off with the operating millage, it was simply overstated initially to start off with the budget. The increase was different from like the expenditure side versus revenue. When you see the amounts in parentheses, that's really a plus. That's a credit to us. That's some money, extra money coming in. So with the other local, we have a increase of 103,000 plus. State, an increase of 1,077,176,000, more of what we initially projected. That is because of our 31A dollars. We got in more than we initially budgeted for at the beginning of the year. Additional grants were awarded since our last First Amendment. We have a number of grants that came in from that period that increased by about $1 million. When you go to page 3, it gives a better detailed view of exactly how those amounts changed. So starting at the top, as you recall from the previous page where I talked about the local, this is a breakdown of the local revenue. First amendment amount is this amount, 6,000, 93,000. Final amendment, we're at 5,000, $5,636,000, excuse me. Again, that was due to the overstatement of property taxes initially. Further down, we see our state funding, all in this area. Again, you can see an increase by our $31A at-risk dollars, by almost about $500,000 in additional funding. Again, when you see parentheses, that's an increase of what was initially projected. Further down, you'll see the federal dollars. You will see an increase. Michigan Works, increase of over $300,000. Our title grants, that's enlarged because of the carryover dollars that were awarded in December, January. The ESSER grants, a lesser amount was initially projected than what we really had to carry over into the 23-24 school year. This part is extremely important in terms of where we are projecting for our end of the year closeout for both revenue and expenditures. So if you go to 4 or 5 rows up, you see the row that says total revenue and other financing sources. The first column was the last amended projection of $60 million. Total expenditures that we brought before you in March was 62. You take those two numbers, what that difference is, and then subtract it from our fund balance that we proposed at the end of 22-23, gives you our projected fund balance for the revenue coming up, ending this school year. The next column over is the same explanation for the expenditure side, which we'll talk further about in the next spreadsheet. We ended during the final of the First Amendment. We stated about $62,307,000 expenditures. For our final amendment, we're projecting $63,908,000, which is an increase amount. When you subtract the two, you get the difference subtracted from the fund balance that was projected at the end of 23-24. Coming to this year, we're projecting another decrease of about $308,000. Page 4, I'll be able to explain more to you about it. Turning to page 4, it gives you a visual, kind of the different categories that impacts our expenditures. First Amendment, we projected $33,000 in instructional piece, a decrease of about $362. So just to make it an easier read, overall the expenditures projected in the First Amended budget was $62,356,185. We're proposing as a final amendment for your approval of a $63,908,660 of expenditures, a difference of $1,552,475. This enlarges part of our technology. We've had an increase of technology requests that make up a large part of the extra $1 million increase. Page 5 gives you the exact same data, just in a different way, as far as the function codes, salaries, benefits, purchase services, supplies, materials, etc. But not to make you bounce around too much, but just going back to page 3. That's what this represents. The initial First Amendment of $62 million, we're at 63. Once we subtract between the two, we come up with an increase of expenditures by 1.6. Once we subtract that from the fund balance that was projected for this year, we're at $13 million, a balance of $13,683,323 that we're projecting for next year's fund balance. Page 6 through 7. This is just an even more detailed view to give you an idea of how those expenditures look. At the back of your blower book, I gave you a page that showed you all the function codes just to kind of give you a detailed understanding of what each function code represents. But here you can see from the First Amendment how we came up with those figures to where we are now and the total amount. Takes you all the way to the bottom. When you're reviewing, all these numbers should match from what we talked about in the previous, like page 3 and 4 with the reference amounts. They all follow, are the same throughout each spreadsheet. Next, we'll discuss our cafeteria funding. 23-24, the original budget, there's a difference of $174,757 of what was projected for revenue, unless we brought in less than what was initially projected. Same for expenditures. We spent less than what was initially projected. Fund balance is at 0. Student activity account. Based off the GASB 84, it's recommended, or no, it's not recommended, it's required that the student activity account is in a separate specialized account. So the reason you do not see an amount in the amended column is because we corrected the issue by pulling out the student activity account out of the general fund and putting it in our Fund 62 to establish its own account. We're projecting an amount of about $150,000 for next year. The debt, paying our debt off, 2023, we started paying against it this year. Still, total revenue of $2,044,000, exceeded our expenditures by $47,000, that's a plus. We're gonna end the year with a fund balance of about $822,904. For our debt 21, we projected more in our property taxes than we actually received. However, our revenue still was more than our expenditures by an amount of over $703,911. Projected fund balance ending at $962,320. 2016 debt has been paid off. In the previous slide, debt 2016, yes, that's been paid off. So this amount of the $703,000, we moved it over to the 2021 debt. This was paid off last year. I'm not sure why it was budgeted for this year, but this 2016 we're 100% paid off. We have 100% paid off. Sinking fund, we're going to spend all of that. So the initial projection of $1,003,000, we have spent more than the initial projection of over $1 million. With this this amount, as we wrap up the school year, we're beginning to move some of these expenditures over into next year. We're closing out. These are some of the projected items that we wanted to take care of this year. Those that exceed the amount would likely be moved over into the bond. Capital bond, 2021. Our initial projection of expenditures of $7 million, we're actually at 19 due to the large capital item initiatives that we conducted throughout the year. We still have a fund balance, so we paid that all through with an ending fund balance of 0 for this year. 2023 bond that we just sold this year at $16 million with an interest amount of $730,000 received. Revenue $16 million, expenditures 10, fund balance of $6,446,000 for this school year, with still a remaining of over $30 million for the 2023 bond. And this again, as I referenced earlier, it's just a nice detailed list of the function codes as you try to kind of track what the expenditures are and what they consist of. Any questions for 2023?
Questions from members of the board? Trustee Hoyer.
So, great job, and as the superintendent likes to remind me, we see in other districts around us what happens when these things are not carefully paid attention to. So I really appreciate your hard work on this. One thing I did notice is we have an unusually high amount of spending this year on the line for the Board of Education. Is that because of the audit costs for this year that were higher than we expected?
Which one are you looking at?
15, oh, sorry, excuse me.
In expenses, so it's on page, I'm sorry, yeah, it's line 231. For code 231, which is the Board of Education.
It's page 6.
Page 6, thank you.
Towards the bottom.
So last year, it was 145,280, and this year, it's 218,096. And then next year, we're projecting to go back down to, sorry, so we'll get to that, I guess, later, but I just wanted to, I'm assuming this is because of the audit, that the cost of the audit is part of the Board of Education's line, and
Related to the audit, put aside under that function called 252. It would be more under this fiscal.
okay.
So I'm sure it impacted this line. That 56. I'm sorry.
Would
I'm
it
sure
be
it
the
impacted this.
conference, Dr. Ferris?
Say it again.
Would it be the conference attended?
What conference is attended on the BOE side?
Not to,
Yeah,
not-
231?
Not
Yes.
to that extreme. It's 100 and,
I'm concerned I'm not following where you are. Are we
They're
here?
at 231.
And 172 of it is for purchase services.
Oh, I see.
that can't be travel.
No, draw that much.
Sorry,
Y'all
no,
went
that's not,
crazy
that
in
line
New
is not the
Orleans,
audit.
That
I'm
can't-
sorry?
That line 231, that the audit wasn't charged to that line, it
Right.
was charged to business, 252.
222, okay. So
What's
would
the,
we be able to find out what that,
Sure,
what accounts for that, so that we can see that before we pass it in 2 weeks?
sure,
Thank you.
yes, this is, yes. I can do a drill down for you and have it sent over.
We'll
Your
get it
approval.
for them
Sure.
this week.
Mhm.
All right, because, I mean, if it is a conference, we need to look at that.
if it's conference, we don't need to go. That kind of, that kind of bread, I'm certain it's not the conference.
And then, in terms of our fund balance is what percentage of our budget this year? Where did we end up for our fund balance as a percentage of the budget?
I can do a quick formula for you to give you a percentage.
You're almost at 20.
So-
If you just look at,
Okay, so we're about 20? All right. Because we want to keep, because we've wanted to spend down, but we want to keep an eye that we're
we're
not going
strategically
below
spending
like
down.
15.
Yeah,
Okay,
and it's
we're
looking,
strategically spending down on one-time items, not
Right.
on,
So budget is about 65 million.
what's that?
Our budget is about 65.
It's a little bit less than that.
Yeah, I see your point.
mhm.
All right,
Great.
thank you.
Any other questions from members of the board?
I just want to highlight, Dr. Ferris did say it, but we are going to get an E-rate reimbursement. So we prepaid for that, so she had to absorb that in this budget. But we're projected to get, I don't want to misspeak, but it's over $500,000 back in
Yes.
E-rate for reimbursements for projects.
And I did not include that in any other projections.
Yeah.
That'd be a nice surprise. Okay.
Anything more from members of the board? Anything more on that one?
With your approval, I'd like to move forward with the 24-25 original budget projection.
Go forth and conquer.
Thank you, sir. Okay, same thing as before. Page 2, please. We'll start off by looking at the revenue pages. What I did was I just brought what the final amendment looks like now and kind of did a comparison of what the original budget would look like. We are proposing an increase in our operating millage. State, now, I know you guys have been hearing the buzz about ESSER, calling it the funding cliff, right? ESSER is going to impact us all throughout the state of Michigan and probably nationally. So when you see these figures, so as far as the state, that's more so our section 31A. That comes through our state funding. We're getting word out there that that's going to be significantly cut. So we're proposing about $1 million cut just for safe budgeting. At the same time, the state is talking about possible increase of student allowance by 2.5%. We did not include that. So when we looked at our projection for the upcoming year, we kept the numbers the same and the foundation allowance the same, just to be safe. So we didn't include the proposed 2.5%, none of that. We just kept it the same for now. You see the decrease of $3 million under the grants, that does include our ESSER. This is approximately the amount of ESSER that we pulled over this year. That was a balance from last year that wasn't spent. So I zeroed that out altogether because we will not be getting that funding. Okay? So that's where you see that $4,353,000 negative. Again, looking at page 3, a better breakdown of what the revenue, I'm projecting the revenue to look like in comparison to the final amended budget, the local funding, the state funding where I referenced 31A, and then the federal funding where we talked about ESSER. I also included a little bit less of title grants as well. Again, going up to 2, 4, 5 rows up, this is what we're really looking at right now. 57,953,000 in revenue, approximately 58,000 in expenditures, difference of 429. Deduct that from the projected fund balance for next year that I'm proposing at the end of the amended budget, with a fund balance ending at next year of $13,254,000. Okay. Going to page 4, let's look at those expenditures again. Another breakdown, just another view of what everything looks like. The areas that impacted us most as it relates to the ESSER dollars is instruction, looking at salaries, operations and maintenance, some supplies, just across the board. ESSER was like woven into everything. Some of everything touched ESSER. Page 5 is just another breakdown of the expenditures. Shorter, smaller, easier read. So we went from 63 million in expenditures for next year, ending this year, to 58 million we're proposing for next year. And not to be alarmed about it, we're planning. Some of the things that we're really going to focus on is really being strategic about how we use our grants. So for example, because we brought in so many ESSER dollars, Title I has gone, historically, almost half of it has gone back to the state. We get it back because, we'll just apply for a waiver, but we're really going to be intentional about how we spend those other grant dollars. Page 6 through 7, expenditures again. Clear breakdown by function code. I just want to give you a really good visual of where those expenditures are hitting. Again, projection for next year. Again, as you review, you just make sure that these numbers match and they throughout the entire file. Cafeteria for next year. We're projecting a little bit of an increase in revenue. Expenditures, just a little bit over. Expecting to maintain fund balance. Possible increase, we'll watch this number. Again, when they talked about state aid and some of the things that are going to increase, they talked about more money for food service, more money for mental health, more money for security. So I don't have a concern about this at all. Student activities, which is just projecting the same thing because again, this will be our first full year of keeping it in a separate fund. We do need to do a little cleanup from some monies that have been sitting there for a while to get a real good picture of it. But this will be our projection for next school year. Debt 2023. $2 million in revenue, another 2 in expenditures. Still revenue is exceeding. We'll carry a fund balance of approximately $843,000. Debt 2021, looking good still. Fund balance of $1,006,000 that we're projecting. Sinking fund for sure, we'll spend all of that. 2023 bond. Reason you do not see proceeds from bond sales because, of course, we can't sell it again. We just sold it this year. Revenue projection of about $366,000. Based off our plan of what's going on as far as all of our building, about $6 million in expenditures. We'll still have a remaining fund balance, so we'll spend this down to the zero.
Thank you, Mrs. Ferris. Any questions for members of the board at this time? Okay, no questions at this time. All right, I have to digest this a little further. All right, so we will go to, if there are no questions from members of the board, you didn't want to say anything?
Our finance department work hard. I know a lot of times they work behind the scenes, but all the beautification that you see, all the things that we present to the board, they ensure that they tie things in. We are all, Dr. Ferris is also creative in grants. So between us, we're very good at drawing in money that we use for the sound system, the PA. So I applaud the team. They are fixing a plane in flight, and they're making it work. So I appreciate them. I appreciate the entire cabinet, and I appreciate the board's support. And if you have questions on drill downs and things like that, we'll get those to you. Any questions? I just want to know how you would like it. You want the questions to you and you could filter them out, or do you want the questions directly from the board to us, or how would you like that?
How would you prefer it? I'm fine with them sending directly to you. I
I
have
think
questions
if they
myself.
filter it through you, then you can
Okay.
just forward it. That way we just have a
questions.
nice system. Then I could just pass that along to the team. And I do ask that you allow the team 48 hours, you know, just to get back.
Fair enough. If there are any questions, please send them to me and I'll forward them on to the administration, all in a batch. So if we have questions, hopefully we can get that done in the next 72 hours or so, and then we can forward those on. Trustee Otis?
I just want to make a comment that this is all obviously before, the state budget has not come out. So we really don't know what our funding from the state is going to look like next year. So this, I appreciate the work that goes into this. Wish we had more information from the state before we have to pass a budget, but it will look different once that happens.
Educated guess.
It's a guess, yeah.
Anything else from members of the board? Okay, we will go to item 9D, IRC Section 127 Plan. Mrs. Fenderson.
Yes, thank you. So the district currently has 2 tuition reimbursement opportunities provided to, offered to our staff. One is through the OPEA collective bargaining agreement, which allows for staff to apply for tuition reimbursement at the end of the school year. The other opportunity is through the state 27K grant program, in which the state will allow staff to apply for a grant through the district, and if approved, then the district will issue those funds up to $450 to each qualifying employee. The Section 127 plan provides taxation exemption to staff up to the gross amount of $5,250 for educational assistance for a calendar year. So myself with Ms. Andrea Farr, reviewed some language that was shared with us, the district, through our legal team. So what you have before you is just some of our markups and things that we have been working on. We will come back to the board and ask for your approval to adopt the language so that we could give our employees who are eligible to receive educational assistance through the district tax relief.
Okay. Any questions from members of the board? Anything else from the administration on that? All right. Thank you. on item number 10, communications, or any communications from members of the administration.
I do want to just take a moment to thank our staff for volunteering, for prom, for graduation, for the concerts. All this week we have graduation ceremonies for 5th grade, 8th graders, and I would be remiss if I would just express my gratitude for for the staff, and you had a chance to witness some of that at graduation for all their efforts. And it was great positive feedback from the community on the whole thing. So I am grateful for everyone that has put in time and effort. And with that, I yield back to you, President Allen.
Thank you. Any communication from members of the board? Start with Trustee Madison. We'll make our way this way.
Okay, I would like to say that I had the pleasure of being invited and being able to support our class of 2024 seniors at their beautiful prom, their parade to congratulate the outstanding work of our track team, and their graduation. I would like to congratulate our Oak Park High School class of 2024 one last time on a job well done. I also look forward to attending Key's 5th grade graduation Wednesday, as well as Opa's graduation tomorrow. I want to say to all of the staff, keep up the great work, and congratulations, Ms. Shayna Murphy, on your promotion. I was too emotional last time to say it.
We need to get
Thank
we
you
need the tissue.
No, I'm good.
No tissue today? Okay. Thank you. Trustee Hoyter.
I also, I wanted to share with the board, I attended on behalf of the board, the Oakland Schools election last Monday at Oakland Schools. Congratulations to Carol Finkelstein and Mark Katz, who were overwhelmingly elected as the 2 new board members for 6-year terms. I also attended the Government Relations Committee meeting at Oakland Schools on Wednesday, and there was some talk about the budget, and again, we're not going to know until that comes out. There was also some discussion about keeping an eye on, after the election, the lame duck session. Depending on the outcome of the election, there may be some activity there, and Oakland Schools' position has always been that meaningful laws should not be passed in the rush during the lame duck session. Rushing things through leads to bad laws. So that was their discussion, and there was also a discussion of the White House held a conference about school attendance and ideas for addressing a nationwide issue with school attendance.
Thank you. Mr. Hoyter, anything from Trustee Corcoran? Trustee Davis? Trustee Clark?
Just wanted to, echo what Paige said. Congratulations to the class of 2024. It was wonderful celebrating you all yesterday. It was a beautiful ceremony. Congratulations to everyone for making it through the school year. I know it's not easy. From kindergarten all the way up, it's not easy, but we all did it. It was a very collective situation. And I'm looking forward to attending the kindergarten clap out on Wednesday at Pepper Elementary. I'm sorry I can't make it to everything, but I'm looking forward to attending that. That is at 11 o'clock. My son is going to 1st grade, so I will be clapping him out of kindergarten to go to 1st grade.
I might make that. Okay.
I'll share it with you.
Thank you. Trustee Smith? I just wanted to, first of all, I guess we have more graduations than I was aware of. 5th, 8th, kindergarten 2, kindergarten 2. But congratulations to the class of 2024, all 266 we went through that number a few times yesterday just to make sure I had it right. 266 graduates. It was a great event, and just want to thank Mr. Hill Harper for his address to the students. I thought his message was right on point, so thank you to him. I wonder what fraternity he's a member of. Gosh, man, word on the street is might be one of those Alpha brothers. Huh? In any case, I want to thank him for that tremendous job there. Thank you to the staff and the team, the administration on putting on a great show yesterday. I know it was challenging to have everyone's diploma, giving that to them directly. That was a daunting task. So I applaud the team for actually trying it, and for the most part, it went pretty well. So, but thank you to the administration and to the staff for a job well done there. Trustee Smith.
Yeah. I just want to say an outstanding job this year to the students, staff, parents, administration. It was a great year. I'm looking forward to the possibility of supporting further in potential years to come. So just want to say a great job and kudos. It's awesome. I'm really taking it back. That's it.
Thank you, Trustee Smith. Any addenda? None? Okay, we come to item 12, adjournment. Trustee Davis?
The next meeting of the Board of Education will be held on Monday, June 24th, 2024 at 7 p.m. in the boardroom at the Administration Building.
Thank you. If nothing else, without objection, we'll pass a motion to adjourn by unanimous consent. Is there an objection to doing so? Hearing none, we are hereby adjourned at 8:59 p.m. Thank you.